you look at the dorsal stripe, there's just dots everywhere. Really nice connecting pattern along the sides. And Hey, what's up guys? It's Austin here from Royal Highness Python, and I hope you guys are having a great day. In today's video, I have a really cool update for you guys. It's that special clutch bred to the Super Mojave, the special being double het for Monsoon and Pied. And the Mojave was possible het Monsoon, it didn't prove out. Maybe next year I'll hit some Monsoons, and even to make it worse, one of the worst things that could have happened to me this season, my special double het Monsoon Pied female reabsorbed, so she no longer has any eggs inside of her. Her follicles were at 26 millimeters last time I checked, and she should have already laid because it was about 4 months ago. So it looks like she reabsorbed. Sometimes it happens. So all my shots at hitting Monsoons this year do not look too good. I do have 2 more shots with 2 more possible hets. Hopefully they can prove out. Before we get into that stuff and the update, huge shout out to Noodles and Tails. Thank you so much for this really cool shirt. It's really different, really cool creative design, and they're definitely not slacking on the back. So go and give them a follow, Noodles and Tails, and let's go see these possible double het Monsoon pies. Oh, I almost forgot to go and show you guys the parents. Here's the special double het Monsoon pied male. You can see right away he has that het Monsoon head stamp and just that really het Monsoon wacky pattern. And then he also has some chaining around the tail, a nice little bit of a dorsal stripe, and he did have a really nice ringer when he was a baby. You can kind of see the yellow and the white discoloration on the belly. That's where the ringer was. But since I've already made some pies with this guy and a lot of really cool het Monsoon females, it is a recessive morph, but you are able to tell which ones are possibly going to be het. They do have wacky patterns and wacky head stamps, so really cool. We're definitely going to be looking out for that inside of this clutch update. And the mom is actually right over here. Looks like she has a fresh poop in there. This is the Super Mojave that was possible het Monsoon. She did not prove out, obviously, but nonetheless we have some really cool babies. Let's go right into the clutch. Right here's the clutch. If you guys remember, it was the one that I cut that was super dehydrated, and there were 7 eggs. We only have 6 snakes in here. One of them was a little too dehydrated and wasn't able to make it, but luckily, since I cut a little earlier, I was able to save the rest of these babies. And looks like we have some really cool babies. Everything in the clutch is at least Mojave, and then the crystals have the special inside of it, and I'm already seeing some really wacky head stamps, so that this one already looks like it's going to prove het Monsoon. But we'll start with just the Mojaves at first, and we have 2 of those. So we'll start off with this one right over here. This is a Mojave possible double het for Monsoon Pied, and right away I'm seeing some het Monsoon markers. Het Monsoon and Mojave tends to bring in these really nice circles into the dorsal pattern, and it also messes the pattern up a little bit, connects them together, gives you a little bit of a wacky stuff there. Let's just check if this is a male or a female, and it is a boy. So this guy looks like he's going to probably prove out to be het Monsoon. Not too sure about the pied. I'm not seeing any dragging of the pattern and not too much of a dorsal stripe, but really cool Mojave possible double het Monsoon male. Moving on to the next one, and actually it looks like this is the only snake in here that hasn't shed. I thought everything shed. This one still has the crinkling of the neck and the blue eyes, but this definitely looks like it's going to prove out het for Pied and even het for Monsoon. This is a Mojave, and you can see that really nice ringer on the tail there. So really good het Pied markers. We also have the whole nice dorsal stripe going on there. Really long, really good het Pied marker as well inside of the Mojave. And then if you look again, we're having a little bit of a head stamp on the head there. It's a little bit harder to see because it is inside of shed. But then if you look at the back pattern, we're having all those dots, we have some hooks, and it's a really wacky pattern, even more wackier than the last one. So this snake definitely looks like it's going to prove out het for Pied and even het for Monsoon, which is just amazing. Hopefully it is a female, and it looks like it's another male. So this male will actually be available, and it's a really good chance that he's actually double het Monsoon Pied. So super cool. And like I said before, it's really easy to pick out the het Monsoons. So let's go and move on to the crystals. Here we have a crystal or a special Mojave. This guy just wants to take a tour. I really like the purple tones that the crystal brings in. You have all these really nice yellows as well. I'm not too sure if this one's going to prove out to be Dh Monsoon. I'm not seeing the wackiest of pattern, but it could be a lower expression. I'm seeing some of the wacky stuff, a little bit of a hook right there, and some other things, but nothing too definitive. We're also having some really nice blushing coming up from the belly. It looks super cool. I also do not see any het pied markers. Let's just check really quickly if this is a male or a female. And it is a female. And let's look at the head real quick, just see if there's any head markings. This guy just doesn't want to be in the camera. Yeah, there is one little dot in the top of the head there, but nothing too crazy for a Dh Monsoon marker. But you never know, it could prove out. It does have a little bit of a wackier pattern, but not 100% sure. We'll move on to this one right over here, and it looks like actually two more of the crystals haven't shed. That's kind of weird because the first snake in this clutch to shed actually shed about 3 to 4 days ago, and I would expect the rest to shed as well. But here we have another crystal, and this crystal already looks more promising het for the Monsoon. We have a little bit of a wacky head stamp there. It's a little more faded inside of the crystal, but definitely there. And we do have some pattern bunching up together and some weird holes in the top, so definitely a really good chance. We also have this really nice dorsal stripe going all the way towards the tail. I'm not noticing too much dragging of the pattern, but we do have that really nice high white blushing up the sides. That could be a het pied marker. Once again, not 100% sure for the crystals. But let's check, and this one is a female, so I might be holding this one back. It does look het for Monsoon, not 100% sure for the pied, but definitely something I would be gambling on for the future. And let's move into this next crystal right here, which definitely is just screaming Dh Monsoon to me. You see the head stamp has all those really nice blotches on it. It's a little bit harder to see because it's still in shed, but definitely a really wacky pattern. If you look at the dorsal stripe, there's just dots everywhere. Really nice connecting pattern along the sides, and I would even go and say this one is het pied. We have some dragging pattern towards the tail on both sides, and once again a nice dorsal stripe. Also some really weird pattern on the sides over here. Hopefully this one could be a female as well, but it is a male, so this guy will probably be available on my MORPH market as well. I already do have some possible double Dh Monsoon pies on there, so definitely go and check that out. And then moving on to the very last snake here, we have another one with a really wacky pattern. I'm gonna say this is possibly gonna be a Dh Monsoon again. If you look at the pattern in the back, it's just totally whacked out. We have all this banding over. It's a little bit hard to see once again because it is in shed. And then we're looking at the tail here. We are seeing a really long dorsal stripe coming up from all the way at the top right here. And we do have some pattern connecting on both sides. So just a great marker once again. Let's see, hopefully it's a female, and it is a female. So I'm going to be holding at least 2 snakes back from this clutch. Everything else will be available. More possible double Dh Monsoon pies. And Monsoon pies are going to be insane. I'm actually going to make a video with all the possible hets I have, all the holdbacks I have from the year before, so stay tuned for that in the future. I hope you enjoyed these. Look out for them on my MORPH market. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.